All right, Ashley, go ahead.
Per the State of California, Executive Order N2920, this meeting is being held telephonically. All public comments were received either by email or via voicemail as noted within the agenda. Council, please mute your microphones until called upon for comment or vote. Mayor, I'm now passing the mic over to you.
Thank you. I'd like to call the meeting to order. Roll call.
Mayor Wiggins?
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Smith?
Here.
Councilmember Davies? Councilmember Davies, you may be on mute. All right, Councilmember Pogencourt?
I'm here. I'm sorry, Ashley.
That's okay. Councilmember Pogencourt?
I'm here. Thank you.
Councilmember Scrivener? Councilmember Scrivener? City Clerk Marsh?
Here.
All right, all are present telephonically. It looks like Councilmember Scrivener, though, may not be on the meeting at the moment. She may have accidentally dropped off.
Okay.
I did hear twice, and my mute was off.
Oh, there you are. We hear you. Councilmember Scrivener is present.
Thank you. At this time, I would like to invite Pastor Kevin Cottle of Christian Life Assembly to offer our invocation.
Thanks, everybody. Let's pray. Father, we just take a moment, as always, to say thank you. Thank you for our wonderful country, for our amazing state, for this amazing city that we get to live in. And I pray tonight for our elected officials here as they make decisions about our future, about the people, that you would give them your wisdom. And we just, again, are thankful that we get to be a part of something like this. We're thankful that you've allowed us to live here. And we do all this for your honor and your glory. And we ask it in your name. Amen.
Amen. And now I'd like to ask you to join me to the pledge to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. And now we will go to item 1, swearing in of new officers and presentation of certificates of election for resolution number 47-20, which provides for the appointment to the offices of the city that were to be elected on Tuesday, November 3rd, 2020.
Thank you. Corey, are we ready with video?
Yes, we are.
All right. I will now administer the oath of office to those recently elected. We have Michael Davies for District 3, Christina Scrivener for District 2, Tori Marsh for City Clerk, and Stacy Curry, City Treasurer. If you will each raise your right hand and state your name once asked, you do not need to repeat after me, and you just need to state yes or I agree afterwards.
Thank you. Corey, are we ready with video?
Yes, we are.
Do solemnly affirm that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of California against all enemies, foreign and domestic. That I will bear true faith and allegiance to the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of California, that I take this obligation freely, without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion, and that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties upon which I am about to enter.
I do.
I agree.
Thank you. If you will just give us a moment as we return to the shared agenda screen. All right, next we have item number 2, election of the mayor. According to the Tehachapi Municipal Code, section 2.08.040, the presiding officer of the council shall be the mayor, who shall be elected by the council members from among their membership except that the outgoing mayor may not succeed himself or herself. So you all know you may only nominate one council member. No second is needed. When voting commences, you may only vote for one nominee. I will now open nominations.
I nominate Phil Smith, Joni Pogan-Cord.
Thank you. Do we have any additional nominations? Okay. I will now do a roll call vote for the nominees for mayor. For Phil Smith, Councilmember Davies? Councilmember Davies, you may be on mute. All right, we'll go back to you. Councilmember Pogan-Cord?
Yes.
Councilmember Scrivener?
Oh, it's working now.
Oh, I think I heard you, Councilmember Davies.
Yeah, my vote's yes.
Okay. Councilmember Scrivener?
Yes.
Councilmember Wiggins?
Yes.
Councilmember Smith? Councilmember Smith, you may be on mute.
Okay, yes.
It was a 5-0 vote for the election of Councilmember Smith to the position of mayor. Mayor, I will now pass the mic over to you.
Thank you, everyone, for your support. And thanks to and congratulations to all those who were just sworn in. I know it's a little disjointed, but congratulations to all of you. At this time, I will open up for nominations for election of Mayor Pro Tem. As a reminder, you may only nominate one council member. No second is needed. When voting commences, you may only vote for one nominee. I will now open nominations for Mayor Pro Tem.
I nominate Mike Davies, I'm sorry.
Are there any other nominations? All right, I will ask for a roll call vote on the nominations for Mayor Pro Tem.
All right, for Councilmember Davies. Councilmember Davies, how do you vote?
Yes.
Councilmember Pogan-Cord?
Yes.
Councilmember Scrivener? I can't quite hear you, Councilmember Scrivener. All right, we'll go back. Councilmember Wiggins?
Yes.
Councilmember Smith?
Yes.
Councilmember Scrivener, are you
Yes.
available? Okay, thank you.
Why?
It was a 5-0 vote for the election of Councilmember Davies to the position of Mayor Pro Tem.
Congratulations, Michael.
Thank you, Phil. Thank you, everybody.
All right. At this time, we'll go on to the consent agenda. All items listed with an asterisk are considered to be routine, non-controversial by staff. Consent items be considered first and may be approved by one motion if no member of the council or audience wishes to comment or ask questions. If comment or discussion is desired by anyone, the item will be removed from the consent agenda and be considered in the listed sequence, with an opportunity for any member of the public to address the City Council concerning the item before action is taken. Were there any public comments regarding consent agenda items that should be removed?
There were 0 comments received by email and 0 by voicemail.
Are there any consent items that the council would like to have removed?
Councilmember Pogan-Cord?
None.
Councilmember Scrivener?
None.
Councilmember Wiggins?
No.
Mayor Pro Tem Davies?
No.
Mayor Smith?
Not for me, thank you, no. Okay, I'll now take a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented.
I'll make that motion.
I so move. Hogan Cord.
All right, I had a second from Councilmember Scrivener, a motion by Councilmember Scrivener, and a second by Councilmember Pogencourt. The clerk will now take the roll. Roll call.
Councilmember Pogencourt?
Vote.
Yes.
Councilmember Scrivener? Councilmember Scrivener?
I could hear it in the background. She's faint,
okay.
but she said yes.
Okay, thank you. Councilmember Wiggins?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Davies?
Yes.
Mayor Smith?
Yes.
It was a 5-0 vote for approval of the consent agenda.
Thank you, everyone. Audience oral and written communications per State of California Executive Order N-29-20. Do we have any public comments?
There were 0 comments received by email and 0 by voicemail.
Thank you. Item 6, Chattaboe Valley Recreation and Parks District appointment. Our administrative manager, Ashley Whitmore, will now give the report.
Thank you, Mayor and council members. This is a pretty easy one. We have an expiration of term for board member Wesley Backus. His term expires on February 2nd, 2021. That's for his position on the Tehachapi Valley Recreation and Parks District Board. So we're just asking that you direct staff to advertise for the appointment of 1 board member for the Tehachapi Valley Recreation and Parks District with a term to expire on February 2nd, 2025.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Okay, I have a motion and a second. The clerk will now take a roll call vote.
Councilmember Pogencourt?
Yes.
Councilmember Scrivener?
Yes.
Councilmember Wiggins?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Davies?
Yes.
Mayor Smith?
Yes.
It was a 5-0 vote to direct staff to advertise for the appointment of 1 board member for the Tehachapi Valley Recreation and Parks District with a term to expire on February 2nd, 2025.
Thank you. Next item is item 8, disbursements and bills for RSI Petroleum.
Mr. Mayor, Mayor Smith, I need to recuse myself because I'm an employee of RSI Petroleum.
All right. Thank you. Were there any? I'll ask the clerk to ask the council for comments via roll call.
Okay, first off, there were 0 comments received by email and 0 by voicemail for the public. And then
I see that up there.
Councilmember
Thank you.
Pogencourt?
None for me, thank you.
Councilmember Scrivener?
No.
Councilmember Wiggins?
No, thank you.
Mayor Smith?
No, thank you. Okay, I'll now take a motion to approve the disbursements and bills for RSI Petroleum. Do I have a motion?
So move.
I'll second that.
I'll second. Okay.
I have a motion by Councilmember Wiggins, second by Councilmember Scrivener. The clerk will now take a roll call vote.
Councilmember Pogencourt?
Yes.
Councilmember Scrivener?
Yes.
Councilmember Wiggins?
Yes.
Mayor Smith?
Yes.
It was a 4-0 vote for approval of the disbursements of bills for RSI Petroleum with a recusal from Councilmember Davies.
Thank you. Item number 11, Parks and Civics Facilities Connection Fee Study Update. Our Economic Development Coordinator, Corey Costello, will now give the report. Corey?
Thank you, Mayor Smith and council members. What I have for you this evening is a update of a impact fee for parks and recreation and civic facilities fees. In July of 2009, the City Council adopted resolution number 24-09 establishing and modifying the public facilities and police impact fees paid by new developers and establishing a civic facilities fee. This was the result of a 2009 study which analyzed, summarized and suggested changes to the development impact fees based on support from the city's master plan. Additionally, in our municipal code, we have the ability to impose a fee as a method for financing the development, improvement, and enhancement of public parks and recreational facilities. The city is authorized to impose civic facilities and parks and rec fees under the Mitigation Fee Act contained in the California Government Code, Section 66000. Fees are collected annually in accordance with the city's capital improvement plan, with fee revenues being deposited into restricted fee accounts, and those fees can only be used for those specific projects in the study. These fees are paid by developers to address the impact their projects have on civic along with parks and recreation facilities. The city is required to prepare a 5-year report on the implementation of the fee, including identifying the purpose and the amount of the fee, demonstrating a reasonable relationship between the fee and its purpose, identifying all sources and amounts of funding anticipated to complete financing of incomplete projects, and addressing the adequacy of the city's general plan and other public facility planning policies. You may be aware, back in 2018, February to be exact, we had the City Council initially approved a contract to complete this study, but a series of ballot initiatives as well as grant applications that would have addressed many of the projects in the Parks and Recreation portion of this study forced a pause in the work. In addition, the establishment of a new district manager for the Tehachapi Valley Recreation and Parks District in 2019 led to a changing timeline for this study. And then when we sort of picked up the ball a couple of months back, we experienced response issues from the initial contract consultant and were unable to receive an updated estimate for a new study. So as a result, staff approached Lekowich and Singh municipal consultants to prepare an updated report for both the civic facilities and park and recreation impact fees. This same firm recently completed the updated water and sewer connection fee study approved earlier this year, and thus are familiar with the city of Tehachapi. Based on the findings of the report, the city is going to adjust any fee rates, funding sources, or other necessary steps to meet suggested levels of park and recreation and civic facilities for future needs and growth. The scope of work is attached to this report. In addition, as a jurisdiction within TVRPD, the city will partner with them to ensure consistency with parks and recreation impact fees for all developers, that's city and county. And as a result, TVRPD will contribute to this study their fair share of the cost, identified as 25% by the consultant. So the fiscal impact as a result, the fixed price of these services, $24,790 payable with existing and future impact fees. Lekowitz and Singh has identified that $6,175 of that cost to be borne by TVRPD, and district management has agreed to this cost. So it is our recommendation that the council approved a city standard agreement drafted by the city attorney with Lekowitz and Singh municipal consultants to prepare a parks and recreation and civic facilities impact fee update and authorize the mayor to sign. I'll be happy to answer any questions at this time.
Were there any public comments on this item?
There were 0 comments received by email and 0 by voicemail.
I'll ask the clerk to poll the council for comments.
Councilmember Pogencourt?
None at this time, thank you.
Councilmember Scrivener?
Not for me.
Councilmember Wiggins?
No, thank you.
Mayor Pro Tem Davies?
No, thank you.
Mayor Smith?
Not for me, thank you. I want to take a motion to approve the agreement with Lekowitz and Singh, municipal consultants, to prepare a parks and recreation and civic facilities impact fee update and authorize the mayor to sign, subject to city attorney and city manager approval. Do I have a motion?
I so move.
Do I have a second?
I'll second it. Michael Davies.
Thank you. I have a motion by Councilmember Bogencourt and a second by Mayor Pro Tem Davies. Clerk will now take a roll call vote.
Councilmember Pogencourt?
Yes.
Councilmember Scrivener?
Yes.
Councilmember Wiggins?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Davies?
Yes.
Mayor Smith?
Yes.
It was a 5-0 vote to approve the agreement with Lekowitz and Singh municipal consultants to prepare a parks and recreation and Civic Facilities Impact Fee Update, and authorize the mayor to sign, subject to city attorney and city manager approval.
Thank you. Item 12 is E-Impact Economic Study. Our Economic Development Coordinator will now give the report. Corey?
Thank you once again, Mayor Smith and council members. What I have tonight is an information-only report about a new study we are undertaking with E-Impact. As you're aware, over the last 5 years, the city has experienced economic growth through the opening of new retail and hospitality options that has increased the trade area of our community. And already the Center for Commerce for the Greater Tehachapi area, our expanded influence has spread to surrounding communities and as a result attracted additional development with more potential customers to serve. While we've tracked this progress internally, much of that data related to sales tax is confidential and unavailable as a recruiting tool for new businesses and development within our city. The city of Tehachapi does receive occasional updates and small studies from other sources and attempts to keep our information available to potential investors as current as possible. So enter this opportunity with E-Impact. So the ability to attract new investment using technology and the most up-to-date data possible really streamlines the recruitment process and provides additional information at the ready for new developers or those looking to fill commercial vacancy. So as a result, the city of Tehachapi is contracted with E-Impact. It's a Portland, Oregon-based firm. They're going to prepare a comprehensive update to our economic data and create a customized data dashboard available to the public on the city's website. They're going to use a variety of data sources, and every year there's a new one that comes up. They're going to run a 20 to 40 minute drive time trade area analysis, which we firmly believe, especially as a result of Walmart opening, we are attracting shoppers from East Kern that don't live in Tehachapi or Greater Tehachapi specifically, but they have that ability to pull the data, knowing where they're coming from and what types of money they are spending in this community. They'll also have retail leakage, which we had a study done probably about 5 years ago on retail leakage, which is the exact opposite. That's the amount of money folks in the Greater Tehachapi area are spending down in Bakersfield or Lancaster, for example, and we think that's been reduced a little bit because of some new retail options. It also will update demographics, location advantages to shopping in Tehachapi, along with details about our consumer base and area income levels. And as I mentioned, it's been about 5 years, and those older studies don't really account for the recent economic contributions. So once the study is complete, E-Impact's going to provide a comprehensive data dashboard, including takeaway stats, charts, cluster maps, and data updates that will integrate into our website. So this dashboard will allow potential partners, small and large business owners to access that demographic information for either site selection or even business practices to keep track of trends and better position themselves for success. A lot of those calls now, they come to me and I either pull the data or have the data at the ready and send it off. This will allow them to go to our website and be able to pull the data for themselves and see and even make their own customized reports for what they're looking for, whether they own a business and want to try to figure out who their customers are and better serve them. So there's a few examples attached to the agenda packet with screenshots of a few of those dashboards prepared by E-Impact. Places like similar to the makeup of Tehachapi, Jenks, Oklahoma, Grapevine, Texas. They show a few of the takeaways and reports available. Staff believes this tool will not only help provide updated information for development partners, but as I mentioned, help recruit new businesses and also assist in the retention and expansion of existing businesses as our commercial real estate partners can tell a more accurate story with supportive data to fill commercial vacancies. So once that's completed, staff will make a comprehensive presentation of the study and results to the council and even show off the new portion of the website, which will show some of that data and what's available to the public and potential partners. So the cost of these services will be $6,000 for the first year subscription term. Additional updates and maintenance beyond that first year will be evaluated at a later date. Funding for this study is available in the economic development budget and will be accounted for in an upcoming mid-year budget adjustment. So excited about this study, about the opportunity to really capture who's shopping in Tehachapi, what our demographics look like after recent growth and recent expansion of our retail. And this will help us continue to fill commercial vacancies, attract new development, and even help our small businesses serve their customers. So if you have any questions, I'm happy to answer them at this time.
Thank you, Corey. Ashley, would you poll the council if they have any questions?
Okay. Sorry. Councilmember Pogencourt?
None at this time, thank you.
Councilmember Scrivener?
No.
Councilmember Wiggins?
No, thank you.
Mayor Pro Tem Davies?
No, thank you.
Mayor Smith?
Just one. Will this take the place of I think it's a HDL report we get every month? I forget the name of it. Shows or is it quarterly? Shows the income from the largest retailers, and that will that be in addition to that?
Yeah, it'll be in addition to we will continue our service at HDL. HDL is the sales tax reporting, and so we'll continue to have that. But as I mentioned, that's the tough part. That's information we can't share, being private. So this will have more of a broader approach to the data, and it won't go specifically into sales tax. It just has more ideas of consumer spending. So yeah, HDL will remain, and this is just in addition to.
Well, it looks like a good tool that we'll be able to use for anybody who's taking a look at it. So thank you, Corey. All right, we'll move on to item 13, Certificate of Acceptance for Irrevocable Offers of Dedication from Schultz Enterprises and the Chattaboe Valley Parks and Recreation District. Our Development Services Director, Jay Schlosser, will now give the report. Jay?
Very good. Honorable Mayor and Council members, the first item I have for you tonight is, as you said, a certificate of acceptance for 2 irrevocable offers of dedication for ingress, egress, and road purposes from Schultz Enterprises Incorporated in the Chattaboe Valley Parks and Recs Department. The city is seeking additional right-of-way along the alignment of the prolongation of Pinion Street from its current eastern end near the Heritage Oaks neighborhood east to Denison Road, associated with an effort underway to extend that road. And so we've been talking with the property owners along that area that may yield the necessary right-of-way for the extension of that roadway. In this case, you can see the 2 highlighted APNs or properties that are affected by tonight's item, one owned by Schultz Enterprises Incorporated and the other owned by the Chattaboe Valley Parks and Recreation Department. Both agencies or both property owners have agreed to convey to us the 45 feet of additional right-of-way necessary for their half-width of a future road in this location. And so tonight, the action item is for the council to accept the dedicated right-of-way and direct staff to finish recording that. So that is my recommendation, specifically that you accept the irrevocable offers of dedication as proposed and authorize the mayor to sign a certificate of acceptance and direct staff to record same. Be happy to answer any questions.
Thank you, Jay. Were there any public comments on this item?
There were 0 comments received by email and 0 by voicemail.
All right, our city clerk will now ask for council comments by roll call. Thank you.
Councilmember Pogencourt?
Jay, well, then this will go from Curry all the way, or Pinion, all the way through to Denison, so that'll be, people won't be getting across that field anymore, correct?
Yes, one of the primary benefits of this project is the benefit for school traffic to the high school, yes.
Great, because it's a mess otherwise. Thank you.
Councilmember Scrivener?
I'm just pleased to see that this is going to really help the constituents in District 2, because so many kiddos live in that area and are traveling to schools. Great to have it.
Councilmember Wiggins?
This is a great thing, and I fully support it.
Mayor Pro Tem Davies?
Yeah, I think it's a great thing. It's going to take some traffic off 202 and some other local streets there, and a lot of people are traveling that way already on the dirt road. So I think it's going to alleviate a lot of dust and a lot of dirt in the area. I think it's going to be a good thing.
Mayor Smith?
Yes, I agree with everyone else. This is the next natural east-west arterial, if you will, going across the valley, and it really makes a lot of sense, and favor that as well. So I'll now take a motion to accept the irrevocable offers of dedication as proposed, authorize the mayor to sign a certificate of acceptance, and direct staff to record same. Do you have a motion?
I'll happily make that motion, Mayor.
I'll second, Phil. Did you get my second?
Oh, yes, I'm sorry, I was on mute. I have a motion by Councilmember Scrivener and a second by Councilmember Pokencourt. And the clerk will now take the vote via roll call.
Councilmember Pokencourt?
Yes.
Councilmember Scrivener?
Yes.
Councilmember Wiggins?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Davies?
Yes.
Mayor Smith?
Yes.
It was a 5-0 vote to accept the irrevocable offers of dedication as proposed, authorize the mayor to sign a certificate of acceptance, and direct staff to record same.
Thank you. Item number 14, Community Development Block Grant Priority Project for fiscal years 2021 through, looks like 24. I will now open the hearing. Was the hearing noticed, and were there any public comments?
The hearing was noticed on December 9th in the Tehachapi News, and there were 0 comments received.
All right. Our Development Services Director, Jay, will now give the report.
Very good. Honorable Mayor, council members, the second item I have for you is the Community Development Block Grant Program Priority Project for fiscal years 21, 22, 22, 23, and 23, 24. Some of you may recall we do this about every 3 years. The City of Tehachapi is a member partner with the County of Kern in the utilization of community development block grant funding. This is funding passed down through HUD, the Housing and Urban Development Department of the State of California. Kern County gets a lump of money and then distributes it to the member agencies based upon their percentage of low-income housing. The City of Tehachapi receives a relatively small amount of this money every year, approximately $50,000 to $55,000, again, based upon our qualifying HUD population. As a result, that's a mixed bag, so unfortunately we don't get as much money in this grant program, but I suppose it's a good thing that we don't have the neighborhoods that are in as much need for that money. But as a result of the amount that we get, it's difficult for us to utilize the $55,000 in any meaningful way. And Kern County allows us to save up effectively 3 years worth of money at any given time and allocate that towards a project. So tonight the item before you is that you're required to identify through a public hearing the project that you wish to dedicate your 3 years of funding to. In the last several cycles, we've focused upon constructing sidewalks in North Tehachapi, north of the railroad tracks, east of Mill Street, west of About Hayes, and south of the airport. And we've successfully constructed a couple of sidewalk projects with another one that should be out to bid here in a couple of months for construction in spring of this year. As a reminder to the council, this money must be spent within the zone of the HUD population, and therefore there are only a handful of neighborhoods, this being the largest of them, that qualifies for the use of this money. So staff is making the recommendation that we continue in this process, again, because 3 years nets us about $165,000, and in the construction world, that's not a lot of money. And so we try to target simple projects that allow us to maximize the use of that money for construction. And again, sidewalks achieve that goal in our opinion. So we would recommend to the council that we orient this next group of 3 years worth of money towards construction of 2 neighborhood blocks on I Street from Green Street east to Davis Street. And again, that would be our highest priority. We do adjust those areas a little bit as we move forward with the design process. But for the sake of tonight and what we're suggesting to the council, we recommend you adopt a resolution, the resolution that's attached to the staff report, and it is adopt the resolution to select the Northside Sidewalks Project Phase 3 I Street project as the priority project for fiscal year 21-22, CDBG allocation, and request advancement of unprogrammed CDBG funds for fiscal years 22-23 and 23-24 towards this effort. I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Thank you, Jay. Do we have any public comments on this item?
There were 0 comments received by email and 0 by voicemail.
Thank you. I'll now close the public hearing. Clerk will now ask council members via roll call for comments.
Councilmember Pogencourt,
None for me, thank you.
Councilmember Scrivener, Councilmember Scrivener,
No, thank you.
Councilmember Wiggins,
None, thank you.
Mayor Pro Tem Davies,
No, thank you.
Mayor Smith.
Just one comment. I think it's a really good use of these types of funds for that area. They're the area that qualifies for it, and the amount of funding starts to shrink as our community improves. But as long as we can get the funding, that's a really good thing. So at this point, I'd ask for a motion to adopt resolution to cooperate with the County of Kern in the development of the consolidated plan for community development programs for the fiscal year 2021 and 2022. Do I have a motion?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Thank you. I have a motion by Councilmember Scrivener and a second by Councilmember Pogencourt. And I'll ask the clerk to take a roll call vote, please.
Councilmember Pogencourt,
Yes.
Councilmember Scrivener,
Yes.
Councilmember Wiggins,
Yes?
Mayor Pro Tem Davies,
Yes.
Mayor Smith.
Yes.
It is a 5-0 vote to adopt a resolution to cooperate with the County of Kern in the development of the consolidated plan for community development programs for the fiscal year 2021 through 2022.
Thank you. Next item, city manager's reports. I don't know if Greg's here this evening. Is there anything?
There is nothing this evening, Mayor Smith.
Okay, thank you. Council member reports. Council member Pogencourt, do you have anything?
Several things. There was meal distribution by our senior center in our area today. And instead of serving meals, the seniors have decided to distribute food. And then at Reads Across America on Friday evening, our beloved Chief Kroger received an award. So just a heads up on that if you see him, congratulate him. And that's about it. And all the beautiful lights. When we went out to pick our favorite lights or the most beautiful lights, there was quite a few, and it was very interesting, and I enjoyed it very much with my family. So thank you.
Thank you, Joan. Councilmember Scrivener, anything?
Yes, thank you, Mayor Smith. Thank you for the shout out, Joni. Yes, our Chattaboe Rotary Club, of which I'm a member, we put together, and tomorrow we'll be distributing 183 boxes filled with holiday seasonal goodies for folks' pantries, stuffing and all the fixins, so that folks can have a nice meal this holiday or two. They were really, really nice boxes full of lots of groceries. So thank you for the shout out. And I was pleased that Corey and Key from the city participated in that. Additionally, we buttoned up a toy drive for the kiddos last week that our hospital foundation supported the Salvation Army with 443 toys, and just really blessed by our community and how we ask folks to participate through lots of different organizations, and the community always rallies. And it's just wonderful to be a part of such a generous community that has such a sense of understanding that others don't have what they do and finding a way to make up the difference. So Merry Christmas to my fellow council members and the city staff and all of the community and outlying areas. We super need this season and all of its blessings and message to fall on us at this time.
Thank you very much, Councilmember Scrivener. That's really, really good news to a lot of folks. Councilmember Wiggins, any comments tonight?
Yes, I'd first like to say how wonderful it was that we brought back a decorating contest for Tehachapi, and how many people responded. I couldn't believe how many lights there were. And the people who decided to have the Christmas parade, it was enjoyed by many, many people. It was all over Facebook. And I know that Tehachapi always comes through. And I'd like to say how much I've enjoyed and how much a privilege it's been to serve as mayor of Tehachapi. And I want to thank all of you for all the work that you do and the support you give in our many endeavors. And it's a wonderful experience, and I'm glad to let go of it for a while. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Susan. You did a great job. It's so much appreciated.
Thank you.
Mayor Pro Tem Davies, anything for us tonight?
Oh, yeah. I'd like to thank everybody in our Tehachapi Valley and their city for the spirit that they've done with decorating this year. It's just awesome. I mean, the whole town is lit up, and the spirit. Saturday, I was working Walmart for the Salvation Army, and we have so many people that are so giving in this community. And I just want to thank the community for their efforts in helping with that in our community, and just the spirit that we have, what's going on. And like the other council members said about the parade, and just the spirit that we have going right now with what's going on in the world. I really do appreciate what we've done, or what the community has done for our city. And just thankful to be part of this town at this time. Very proud to be able to serve, and appreciate everybody's supporting me and to be Mayor Pro Tem. And I'll do the best I can for everybody. Thank you again, and Merry Christmas to all.
Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem Davies. I would like to echo everyone's comments about the lights, the donations, the spirit of giving. It's just a really wonderful reflection of our entire community, not just in the city, the entire region here, of what people do and what they will go above and beyond to give to their neighbors and friends. So it's really, it's a wonderful place to live when you see everybody giving so much. And I echo all your comments. And again, I echo the Merry Christmas to all the council members and staff, and to all of our wonderful citizens. We will now go into a closed session for just one item, I think it is. And if there's, for information regarding the outcome of the closed session, you can please contact Ashley Whitmore at City Hall, extension 101.